I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon.
What if the China tariffs aren't what you thought? Right now, as you sit watching this, a digital rebellion is unfolding before our eyes, revealing something that will change your economic future forever, the true cost of America's trade war. But there's something they're not telling you. Amazon isn't just adding numbers to price tags. They're launching an economic offensive that directly threatens the White House's narrative about who pays for tariffs. This isn't happening in some corporate boardroom in Seattle. This is happening on your screen, on your receipts, in your wallet, and you haven't heard the half of it yet. The transformation is staggering. The online marketplace you thought you knew, it's disappearing. Look at this. Amazon's new tariff calculator, appearing next to millions of product prices overnight. 3.7 billion items now showing exactly how much Trump's tariffs cost you. $132 billion in consumer costs now made visible with the click of a button. But here's what makes economists lose sleep. It's not just price transparency, it's political warfare. Zero tariff labels during the entire Biden administration. Suddenly thousands popping up within weeks of Trump's return. What remains is a digital battlefield where your shopping cart has become a political statement. The lines between commerce and propaganda have completely dissolved. Why should this matter to you? Because this isn't just a pricing update. It's a power struggle reshaping how Americans understand trade policy. The change is creating unprecedented visibility into costs that were previously hidden, now suddenly within reach. The corporate neutrality that once separated business from politics is transforming into open economic activism, and one tech giant is moving faster than anyone else to control the narrative. Belongs to just one corporation, Amazon. Within their ecosystem lies 37.8% of all US e-commerce and a staggering 200 million Prime members. For Amazon, this isn't optional, it's existential. But Bezos's ambitions go far beyond mere profit margins. Over the last decade, Amazon has executed a methodical expansion into government contracting, media ownership, and political influence. Look here, at their $10 billion Pentagon cloud contract, and here, at the Washington Post. Traditional business ventures now transformed into political leverage armed with consumer data that can sway public opinion. Algorithm control creating invisible gatekeeping that can shape economic understanding. And something even more disturbing, direct challenges to presidential policy designed to undermine tariff enforcement at its core. Why this massive political positioning? Because Amazon's supply chain depends on Chinese manufacturing more than any other American retailer. But Amazon's true advantage? Their unparalleled visibility into American spending habits. While the White House struggles with fragmented polling data, Amazon operates with real-time purchase intelligence, including precise metrics on how price changes affect behavior. The tariff calculator can instantly measure consumer reactions to tariff costs, ensuring Amazon can perfectly calibrate their political messaging. And control is exactly what they want. Despite traditional corporate neutrality, Amazon treats consumer interfaces not as impartial shopping tools, but as political battlegrounds, imposing their economic worldview on every transaction. The message is clear. Amazon's platform is Amazon's alone. How is the White House responding to this direct challenge? The answer might disturb you. Is finally waking up, but is it too late? The Trump administration's fierce condemnation acknowledges what trade hawks have been shouting for years. Corporate America is undermining tariffs, enabling Chinese manufacturing dominance, and reshaping political narratives. The White House, the center of trade policy authority, houses critical economic messaging. The Council of Economic Advisors is home to America's tariff justification framework, your shield against foreign economic threats. The Department of Commerce hosts enforcement mechanisms, Trump's frontline defense against trade violations. But here's what should keep you up at night. The administration's messaging has a massive hole in it, the consumer cost transparency gap. Look at this. Zero official government disclosures about per-item tariff impacts on consumer prices. No publicly accessible database showing which products face which tariffs. Now compare that to Amazon's comprehensive calculator, including item-specific tariff impacts across millions of products. The administration's efforts to control the narrative are plagued by fragmented messaging and contradictory claims. The promised "China is paying" evidence, once promised for Trump's first term, might not arrive until much deeper into his second, or later. What does this mean for you? It means unprecedented confusion about who actually bears the cost of trade policy, where American consumers cannot distinguish between corporate price gouging and legitimate tariff pass-throughs. As one Treasury Department economist bluntly stated, when corporations control tariff impact visibility, they control the political narrative. This forces Trump to lean heavily on nationalist rhetoric. Buy American campaigns are crucial for distracting from price increases. New executive orders aim to counter Amazon's transparency offensive. But the question remains, will these efforts be enough? And will they come in time? The prize that Amazon covets, and that the White House risks losing control of, is nothing less than economic narrative dominance. The tariff calculator promises to shift blame for inflation away from corporate America by 73%. For perspective, that could completely reshape who voters blame for rising prices. But for American consumers, these transparency tools remain largely political. The harsh reality: higher prices, uncertain manufacturing shifts, and unclear winners. Chinese factories still producing, American importers still paying, consumers still absorbing costs, politics still obscuring reality. So why is Amazon investing so heavily? Because their strategy isn't about consumer education. It's about undermining tariff popularity itself. This approach directly challenges presidential authority. Amazon claims pricing information as public interest content, demanding freedom to include political context. The White House firmly rejects these claims, setting up a dangerous standoff. And the tensions aren't just on paper. Just yesterday, Trump's team called Amazon's move a hostile and political act aimed at undermining America's economic security. While most corporate responses remain cautiously worded, some have been explicitly confrontational, like Amazon's press release stating, "Americans deserve to know who's really paying these tariffs." With communication channels frayed, each escalation carries the risk of catastrophic regulatory backlash. One wrong move could trigger antitrust investigations. Add to this the unresolved allegations, like Reuters reporting on Amazon's ties to Chinese state media, and questions about tech giants' political neutrality. As the tariff implementation progresses, these once academic disputes could suddenly ignite into something far more dangerous. And you thought tariffs were just about economics. The trade policy you once knew, simple, invisible to consumers, politically unchallenged, is gone forever. In its place, a new battlefield is emerging. One where tech giants weaponize transparency, where price tags become political statements, where consumer interfaces transform into propaganda tools, where your shopping cart could determine the success of presidential policy. For American consumers, the stakes couldn't be higher. This digital rebellion directly challenges your economic understanding, your political assumptions, your consumer rights. The potential for complete breakdown in corporate-government relations, whether through regulatory crackdowns or platform manipulation, grows with each passing day. So what will it take for America to navigate this new reality? Demanding true transparency from both corporations and government to ensure informed decisions. Recognizing that tariffs are taxes passed to consumers to achieve specific benefits. Understanding that both Amazon and the White House have political motives. Insisting that economic policy debates be based on facts, not narratives. But most critically, recognizing that the tariff propaganda war isn't coming. It's already here. What happens next depends on whether consumers act now, or watch from the sidelines as corporations and politicians reshape the future of American trade policy. The battle for economic truth is escalating, the stakes are rising, and the time for informed citizenship is running out.